In this video, I'm going to explain what I did and why I did it. Sorted. Right now, I've been getting an awful lot of grief saying what I'm doing and the van I brought is terrible, what I'm doing is illegal and absolutely stupid. Now, I also want a big thank you to all the recovery guys that actually messaged me and you know, give me all the tips and tricks. I'm going to be contacting them in the next few days, but really appreciate that, because obviously they've been doing this a lot longer than me and they know all the little tips and tricks that I don't know, because I'm basically starting all over again. And you know, the best thing about YouTube comments is I can learn from them and people can give me advice, which is absolutely awesome. But what I really wanted to explain in this video is why I did what I did and why I'm doing what I'm doing. A lot of people are saying what I'm doing is absolutely ridiculous, it's wrong, it's illegal, and it's all this sort of stuff. I shouldn't be towing cars with dollies and blah 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 blah. Where I'm doing two different things. So I'm doing like a mobile service and also like a recovery service, because there is people breaking down and they don't live anywhere near me and I need to take them back to their local mechanic, or you know, whatever the case may be. So that's the reason why I brought this particular system. And the other reason, which I'm going to show you in a minute, is why I brought this system, because people say, oh, you should get a trailer. A trailer makes more sense. When no, it doesn't, and I'm going to explain why it doesn't for me. Now, for you, maybe yes, but for me, no. And I have a trailer, and I'm going to explain why, and you'll see in the video why a trailer for me isn't practical, and why a dolly is more practical. Because essentially, you're going to see some of the roads I'm going down soon. And in rural Ireland, I'm traveling these roads for, you know, a couple of hours if I'm towing someone, you know, back to their house, for example. And if I have a trailer, and you'll see these roads, and I have to stop. These roads are the width of my van, and the trailer is wider than the van. So, you know, I'm blocking up the whole road. And someone has to reverse maybe for, you know, 200 or 300 yards, depending on where you meet on the road. And when you've got a big, huge trailer, it's not practical. Now, yes, I know you can't really reverse the dolly that far either, but as soon as I've taken the car off, I can then pack the dolly away and I'm absolutely fine. Everything is sorted. I'm getting funny people, not funny people, people looking at me funny because I'm recording in the van. But anyway, so and that's the thing. So once I've dropped the vehicle off, I pack the dolly away and I'm just driving a normal van back. And if I need to reverse, it's a lot easier. If I need to pull up in a small town or pull up somewhere with just a van, I can pull up a lot easier. So I do things for a reason, and I do things what's going to suit my situation, and you can do things what's going to suit your situation. Now, there is no need to say, you know, things on the YouTube comments when you don't understand the person's situation. And I call them YouTube Muppets and all that sort, and people, oh, you shouldn't really call people Muppets, that's not fair. Well, it is when you're saying I'm doing something wrong and you don't know my situation. You know, just because you happen to use a trailer, because that's your situation, you don't understand my situation. So I'm going to show you some of these roads now, just how bad they are, and you're going to get a lot better idea of what I have to deal with on a daily basis and why a dolly for me is practical. Now, the reason I wanted to get the other dolly is the is for the back wheels, is for like you know, 4x4s for rear wheel drives and for electric vehicles. And some of the new modern vehicles, even though they're front wheel drive, you can't tow the rear wheels because of the braking system and stuff. And obviously electric vehicles you can't do because of regenerative braking, and you know, there's loads of different reasons. And some people are going to say, oh, why don't you just reverse tow? Now, granted, yes, you can just reverse tow, because I've shown it in a video. I've put a car on the rear. But again, the issue is, I'm not just towing a car off a highway or a motorway. I'm towing cars down really small country lanes that are really bumpy. And when you reverse tow a car, the front bumper is always lower than the rear bumper, and the front of the car is going to be at a slight angle, and I will rip off the front bumper. And not only that, I'm traveling these roads, like I said, for potentially, you know, 2 or 3 hours at a time. And this constant snaking and bouncing, the car and the engine at the back, you know, it's just going to cause damage. I could break steering locks. I could break front bumpers, radiators, and all this sort of stuff, again, that people don't realise. So that's the reason why I don't want to do a reverse tow for a long journey. Now, if I just had to get someone off the road and they were on the motorway, yeah, no problem, I would reverse tow, that's not an issue. But when I'm taking someone back to their house, because I've done that, believe it or not, I've done that a lot. I've done that more than I thought I'd be doing, actually. I really didn't think I'd be doing the mobile kind of recovery sort of stuff. I just thought I'd be doing the mobile stuff, but actually I'm doing a lot more recovery. So, well, not a lot more recovery, but I'm doing a lot more than what I actually thought I would be doing. So that's why I don't want to reverse tow, because again, it's not practical for me. Also, actually I look like the guy from Assassin's Creed. Also, people were saying that I've picked the wrong van. The van that I've got is an absolute piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. Now, again, they don't know the situation, so you can't make the comments. Situation is, I'm obviously in Ireland. These vehicles don't come off very often. I've been looking for about 8 months now for a vehicle like this, because to try and buy it new, or to try and buy, you know, the van and parts secondhand, it's just not practical. And the reason is, especially now, is because of Brexit. I can't get bits from the UK very easy. The import duty is absolutely ridiculous. So if I was to buy something, say for £1,000, the import duty, you know, and the delivery is going to put 600-700 quid on top of that. So it's not practical. It's easier and practical for me to buy it already done. I only had a choice of 3 vans. It was this one. This one came up at the last minute. These vans don't come up often in Ireland. When they do, they're sold very quickly. There was a Mercedes Vito, which I'm just not going to get. There was a Ford Transit, which I really would have liked. It had a lot. It was newer than this, and it had all the stuff on it. A lot more expensive. But by the time I got the money together, it was sold. And this one came up literally the next day, and I jumped on it straight away. I just couldn't. You know, again, for my business, I had to buy a vehicle, because otherwise I wouldn't have had a business. So again, you don't know the situation, so before you comment, you need to know. In the UK, yeah, there's loads of these vans coming up all the time, and that's great. But again, it's not, I can't just go to the UK and get it because of import duty, because of all the customs and all that. It's just not practical. So again, before you say something, you need to know the situation. Again, I know these vans have problems, but then there is every single vehicle out there that has problems. I would have preferred the Transit. The Transit rusts. These don't rust at all. The Transits rust, but then the Transits have engine problems, so do these. Look, there's no perfect vehicle out there. The only good thing about this particular van and the Transit, for example, in Ireland, is they're very, very popular, and parts are easy to get, and second-hand parts are easy to get. So, you know, if I do need anything, yeah, I'll be able to get it, and I'll be able to get it for quite cheap. And yes, does it have a few little problems? Yes, it had brakes. I mean, the issues that it has are only very minor, just brakes, drop links, tyres and stuff like that. They've all been fixed now, and the van has done 210,000 miles. I basically ran it every day since I've got it for like 4 months, and haven't had an issue yet. Will I have an issue? Most probably. Would I have had another issue with another van? Yeah. Look, it is what it is. Let's look at these roads now, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Now, it's starting to rain, unfortunately, so you might struggle to see the roads. When they're dry, you can just see kind of how bad they are. When it's wet, they kind of look a little bit better. But what I'm trying to get is, before you make comments, you need to know the person's situation. Just because they buy something or do something that might sound weird to you, you don't know their situation. That's my situation. I basically had no choice to get this van. They don't come off often. I needed it for my business. I needed a dolly. I've explained it all. Let's look at the road. Right, this is what I would class as a really good road. We have 2 lanes and we have a white line in the middle, and this is a main road between 2 very big towns. But my van still is the width of the road, the part of the road I am on. Obviously cars can pass, but you can see my van fills up this whole bit of the road. Now, before anyone asks, yes, I am not holding my phone, should I say. I do have it on a special thing, which I've done a video. But this is a typical road that I'm turning down. Now, perfect. Now, I can't turn down this road now. I have to reverse, and you'll see now why in a second. So I've had to reverse. I'm just waiting for this thing to come. Is he going to come? No, he's going to let me go past. Right. Oh, I can't really show this. I really wanted to show that, but he had all signs on it. But anyway, so basically I had to turn down this road, which is now the width of my van. So I have to travel these roads very, very often. If I have a trailer on these type of roads, you can just see the issue it's going to cause. If a car comes up, I have to, he has to stop or reverse all the way back up to there just for me to pass. So you can see how a trailer in my situation isn't very good. You can see all the water on the road. That's all potholes. You can see how bumpy this road is. And if I was to reverse tow a car, you can see how very easily the front bumper could get caught and the car could possibly get damaged, which is obviously what I don't want to do. This is a very typical road that I have to travel down lots and lots of times. Hopefully we can get a normal car coming down this road, and I will actually show you what you have to do, the hassle it can essentially cause by traveling down these types of roads. And as you can see, there's a lot of houses down these types of roads. So there's a lot of people, millions of people in Ireland live down these types of roads. So that's why a trailer isn't suitable for me, because you have to concentrate more with a trailer. Not only that, it's going to be empty most of the time because I've dropped off a vehicle. When I drop off a vehicle, I can fold the dolly in the back, and it's completely and utterly, I'm just driving a van back. I'm not driving a big huge trailer. And it's just easier if I have to reverse. It's easier if I meet another vehicle. It's just easier. So for my situation, it is just easier. That is the only way I can describe it. So before you make a comment, you need to understand the person's situation and what they have done for their situation. Now I'm going to keep driving down this road, and as soon as I meet a car, I'll turn the camera back on. Look at this person walking on the road. Look how much room they are taking up on this road. Just look at that. Now hopefully, just even a person walking on the road, you can understand how small these roads are. I actually don't need to now get a car, because you can see that person walking, how much room they took up. So you can imagine towing a huge trailer on these roads all the time, most of the time empty because I've already dropped off a car, or towing it just in case I get a car. Look, it's just not practical. The AA and the RAC use these types of vehicles for a reason, and it's the same reason I'm using it for, is because it makes sense for me. It's easy, it's handy, it just makes sense. So hopefully now that has obviously answered a lot of questions. It's going to stop a lot more questions, but most probably just, you know, people are going to ask me more questions now, create more questions. But you're going to get the idea of hopefully just you know, the roads I have to deal with and why a trailer and stuff like that just isn't practical for me. So hopefully that's you know, you can kind of get the idea. So as always, hope it helps. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Don't forget, links up here, links down below, but most of, oh, here we go, now look at that, see, now, perfect. I have to stop, I have to reverse now. Go on mate, you can come. Look at that, I'm reversing now. Geez, I couldn't have asked for a better timing than that. So I have to reverse, he then has to come up and pull in before I can actually pass. Now, imagine me halfway down this road with a trailer. I'm meeting another tractor with a trailer, meeting a farmer with a trailer, anything like that. Can you imagine the hassle that would cause? There we go, absolutely perfect timing. I couldn't have actually planned that better. And you can just see how bouncy these roads are too. So look, I mean, seriously, I hope you now understand why I got what I got and why I brought what I brought and why I did what I did. So as always, look, hope it helps. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Don't forget, links up here, links down below, but most importantly, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one. Sorted!